So I just want to create impact. Literally, I want to create impact. I want to create impact. And again, I just welcome every single person to this call. Again, I'm Mr. PTP, Kofi Ajiman, giving you another daily or weekly or monthly dosage of trading psychology. My heart is to impact. I want to be connected with people that want to do the same. I want to be connected with people that want to do the same. You see, the law of attraction is real. Who believes in the law of attraction? There's certain things I don't believe in, but the point of it is real. The point of it is real. Basically, whatever you put out, you receive. So how we say it biblically is what you sow is what you reap. Okay. And I'm saying that because how you posture yourself and how you carry yourself is what attracts others into your life. Mm-hmm. Tena said, what do I think about the law of power? Oh, I believe God has operated laws within the world that flow without him. I'll say it again. God has stipulated and operated and laws that flow without him. So there's many, many laws. There's even too many to talk about. There's a law of gravity. There's law of seed, time, harvest. There's so many laws. Okay. So we can talk about that offline. But yeah, I believe there are many, many laws in operation. And I'm going to say this to every single person. You are not meant to break the law. The law is meant to break you. Who just got a nugget from that? I'll say that again. You are not meant to break the law. The laws are meant to break you. I'm talking to some real people today. And if you don't understand my philosophy of what I'm saying of is going way over your head, it's very simple. What happens when you break your trading plan and trading rules? That's a law. Yes or yes? You tell me, what happens when you break your trading plan? Victoria said you're penalized. Just because you get burnt. Yeah, that's a law. Laws are meant to break you. That's the whole point. They break you. If you are speeding in your car, okay, you're speeding in your car and you're going 45 miles per hour in a 50 mile per hour, will you get in trouble? I'll say it again. You are speeding in your car to your thought of speeding. We're going 45 miles per hour in a 50 mile per hour, will you get in trouble? No. Oh, you're speeding again. You're now driving a bit faster, but now you're driving 65 in a 50 mile per hour. Will you be in trouble? So when the policeman comes and knocks on your door or knocks on the car window and then you get prosecuted, please tell me whose fault is that? Have you got any substance to argue? Have you got any clout to argue? No. Let me tell you why, because you've broken the law. I'm going to give you some revelation and some nuggets. Charity says, unless you're a neighbor, they'll give you grace for that. I'm going to give you some revelation, some nuggets. The world is governed by laws. There's a law that makes our earth tilt. There's a law that makes our earth spin around every 24 hours. There's a law that governs that the sun stays a particular distance away from us. There's laws everywhere. But people don't utilize that and understand that there are laws and principles. Remember my favorite saying, which is, at the end of your feelings is nothing, but behind every principle, there's a promise. I'll say again, at the end, listen to this, I'm dropping some nuggets right now. At the end of your feelings, there is nothing, but behind every principle, there's a promise. At the end of your feelings is nothing, but behind every principle, there's a promise. So you can kick and complain at the police officer for you speeding, but nothing's going to change. But if you drive 45 miles per hour in a 50 mile per hour zone, there's a promise that you won't be in trouble. There's a promise that you won't get a fine. There's a promise that you'll probably arrive to a destination safely. There's a promise. Is anyone getting value from this so far? Is anyone understanding the laws? Is anyone understanding how the world is governed? Because once you start to understand key facts and principles, you can put it and attract anything that you want. Some people don't believe me. Some people don't believe me. Listen, I've seen people get arrested. Okay. I've seen people get arrested and they're kicking and screaming with the handcuffs on. Does it make a difference? Does the policeman say, oh my gosh, sorry, let me uncuff you because you're kicking and screaming? You're in your emotions and in your feelings. Let me uncuff you. Does that happen? Oh no, it does not. So why would you not just obey the laws? As a school teacher, and don't worry, I'm getting to my point. As a school teacher, I used to say to these children, you're never gonna win. Because when I was a secondary school teacher, the kids were feisty, they were rude. And they thought if they're gonna be rude to me, yeah, they thought if they were gonna be mukanya, you said some laws are immoral. No, I'm talking about spiritual laws. Yeah, let me be clear. I'm talking about spiritual laws, guys. Because spiritual laws are what governs everything. Right. So I was going back to the point. So I was teaching some kids, and I would say to the kids, look, you can try and fight me as your teacher, but the system will not allow you to win. They were like, what? I said, listen, you can try and be rude to me, even though the kids weren't, because the way I'm so feisty and quick, they're just finished. But you could try and be rude to me and not come back to the detention I set you. However, I have a superior law above me that says you will then get a detention. Then you say, well, I'm not going to come to the detention. Guess what? No problem. There'll be a superior law. If you do not come to the detention, you have to then have an SLT, senior leadership detention. Well, I'm not going to that one either. No problem. You would then have a headmaster. Well, I don't care for him. Yeah, you're out of school. You see, I promised you something. I said, if you want to fight me, no problem. But there are laws that protect me as a teacher that will see you excommunicated. I'm hoping someone's getting a nugget before I teach about the compound effect. I'm hoping someone on this call is going, oh. I'm hoping some of you here are getting some revelation that's going to help you in your personal life, because people do not understand the laws. And I wasn't meant to be going here, but I'm going here for a purpose. People need to understand the laws. You don't understand why you keep failing. Let's go to trading now. You don't understand why you keep failing in trading. There's a law that you're breaking. Jeez. Let me get my phone to drop that mic. There's a law that you're breaking. Yes or yes? I can tell you you're breaking a law. Just show me your trading account. Maybe I should have entitled this Lawbreakers. If just by showing me your trading account, I can tell you're breaking the law. No, coach, I've been really good at my trading. You know, I've done so well, 1% risk every single trade, but I keep losing. I'm still losing. Okay, show me your MT4. Oh, no, coach, it's okay. Show me your MT4. No, coach, no, show me your MT4. Let me just, I know Pammy's getting Kai, because she did that to one student. You push the button there. I will push MT4 to see, oh, let me see your history. Let me actually see your history. Oh, that's not 1% of your trading account. That's more like 5%. That's not 2% of your trading account. That's more than like 10%. You broke the law. You over leveraged. Coach, I've been trading for 6 months and I've not seen no gains. You've broken the law somewhere. No, but I've been diligent. So what do you think about that stop hunt? What's a stop hunt? You've broken the law. You haven't studied. Don't try and take your GCSE after 1 month. Don't try and take your driving license after 2 weeks. So don't come and tell Coach Kofi that you're not getting profit and gains when you're only telling me you've been doing it for 6 months. You've broken the law. Now let me get to the point of compounding effect. And this is how it can lead and correlate. The person that complains that after 6 months they're not seeing results has not understood the compound effect. In the group chat, please write the word compound effect. I say compound effect. Victoria says seed time and harvest. I'm going to give you a compound. I'm going to show you compounding in the sense that we know, but I also want to talk about spiritual compounding. Okay, so I'm going to show you physically compounding your money. But before that, I want to talk to you about spiritual compounding. Can I ask you guys a question? Why is Serena Williams such a great tennis player? I'm just asking that question. Let's see in the group chat. Lisa says dedication. Pammy says she's been practicing since she... Wow, I'm going to come back to Pammy for that one. I'm going to ask you to speak, Pammy. Joy says consistent. Ooh, I hope I'm helping someone today. Joy says consistency and practice. I know this is already convicting your spirit, some of you right now, when it comes to trading. I know it's already convicting some of you right now. I'm going to leave it with Joy. Joy says consistency and practice. Kate says she is consistent. Jessica Walker says consistent. Victoria says commitment. Oh, another one. Victoria, commitment. Oh, commitment and confidence. Charity says consistency. Chris says training. Beck says discipline and disciplined. Jackie says consistent practice. Beck says coachable. Pammy, I haven't even spoken to you about today's topic, but I'm going to ask you. You said she's been practicing since she could walk. Now, I'm going to ask you how this could possibly relate to trading. So if you can please unmute your mic, I want to hear what you got to say, and how you would relate this. Then I'm going to come to Joy, because Joy says consistency and practice, and I'm going to ask you, how can that relate to trading?
Good morning, Coach. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Amazing. So I believe that one of the things that you always say that has really stuck with me, that I'm only just beginning to understand, is at the end of your feelings is nothing. So with Serena and Venus Williams, I believe there have been documentaries that talk about their process and their progress and their journey. And as kids, there were times where they didn't want to practice. They weren't feeling to practice. They weren't in the mood to practice, but they did it anyway. And there are people who are tennis players that compete against them, but there's a reason why they are number one and those other players aren't. Because what Venus and Serena have done, I don't believe that other players would do. And so I believe that with trading, in the same way, what the top traders do, many others don't want to do. The top traders will sacrifice time in front of the TV to practice. The top traders will lose to the markets and pay the markets in order to be able to get gains from the market. The top traders are more likely to take risks that others won't do. They're more likely to have mentors and listen to their mentors and plug into their mentors when others won't. And so that's how I believe the two connect.
Wow, I don't even have to say anything after that, boy. I was just like, I'm taking notes myself. When the mentee becomes the mentor, jeez. When Pammy the mentee becomes the mentor. That's too much gems. Thank you so much, sis. Right, Joy, can you please unmute your mic and just tell me your comment and how it can relate to the compound effect and trading?
So for me, if I have to say consistency and practice, is we all start from somewhere, always from the bottom. For me, as I would consider, people say I haven't made money since I started. For me, £1 is still money. To be seriously honest with you, for me, it's still money at the end of the day. But if you just keep on saying, I haven't made any money, with practice, with consistency, you will still make money, even if it's just slowly £1. It's still, you can still do it no matter what. We lose, of course, we win, we lose, we give the money to the market, we're greedy. Guilty here, to be honest. Yeah, I'm guilty. I don't want to lie. It's true. Because you force yourself to make money, but then at the end of the day, you lose them. However, if you keep on saying consistent, and you, in my case, I gave up. Literally, it's like I stopped listening. I didn't go close to Pammy. I got to a point where I had to surrender and say, I need her. I'm like, listen, I need her because I can't do anymore. You can't do it by yourself. I mean, this is the first time for me doing it. It's not that other people has done it behind me. So I have to look up to someone that has done it before me, that has been through my process, exactly the same thing. But if you're not consistent with it, you will fail. Honestly, you will fail a lot because you will keep on falling down. And then how are you going to get back up? And you have a meeting with Pam and he's like, oh, how's it been going? Your trading been going? And like, you know what? It's going, but oh, I forgot, my training. I was supposed to go through my series, and you need to be consistent. You need to listen, because the next meeting I will ask you what you have to do. Have you done it? Joy, no, you haven't done it. So go back and do your homework. So you have to do it. Like, it's hard. Of course, it's hard because it's like thinking, oh, I want to watch something, and then instead of staying there in front of like go live or do your training, you'll be like, oh, do you know what? Today I'm just gonna leave it. And then you keep on leaving it and leaving and leaving it constantly. You look back and you think, oh, now I don't have time to do that because there's something else that I have to do. Maybe I have to go to work or I have to do this, I've got that. So it's a lot to take on, but you need to keep going and not giving up. To be honest, you have to keep going because otherwise you're lost. My dad always says, like, if you stop, you lose. You're lost, actually. He says it all the time. If you stop, you're lost.
I'm gonna stop you there. Pammy says, wow, the confidence in her voice today. So proud of you, Joy. Joy, I'm extremely proud. Guys, give me a shout out for Joy right now.
Thank you.
From a long way. Now, let me tell you why. Because she's been consistent. Let me tell you guys, Joy has been consistent. She's been consistent in her growth. I'm talking about the compound effect. So I said to you guys, how does it relate? The compound effect is this. This is a compound effect, guys. Look. Can you see it is small steps? However, they're going somewhere. Who can see this? Put number 9 if you can see this. To the point where I can't even see myself. That's the compound effect. You're compounding, you're adding a bit more. You see, you can't compound with the banks. You can't compound there. You can compound spiritually and you can compound physically through the art of trading. Okay. By the way, you can save in the banks, but you can't compound in the banks. Not that 0.1%. That's a joke. That's a joke there. At the end of the year, you made £1 interest. Get out of here. Okay. But the compound effect should be this. I want everyone to understand that you should be growing daily. Write that in the group chat, please, in your notes. You should be growing, and you need to write, I should be growing daily. That's compounding, guys. This is the spiritual understanding of compounding. If you have not been on Go Live this week, problem. I'll say again, if you have not been on Go Live this week, there's a problem. Jemai, Joy, Charity, Magnifique, Christy, Deanne, Denise, Francis, Henry, Jackie, Jessica, Josh, Joy, whoever's on this call, if you, I'm not saying you haven't, I'm saying if you, actually, let's be real. Tell me right now, who has not been on Go Live today? Who has not been on, who's not been on Go Live this week? From Tuesday to Tuesday. So the whole week from last Tuesday, who has not been on Go Live? Be real. I'm here to love you. I'm not going to cuss you out. Who has not been on Go Live? Is everyone telling me they've been on Go Live? Jemai, that's why I said your name first, isn't it? That's why I said your name first. Who else? I'm here to convict people there. Who else has not been on Go Live this week? From Tuesday to Tuesday. So Katie, you're fine. You said you watch replays, that's fine. I'm talking about the people that have not been on Go Live from Tuesday to Tuesday. Okay. All right, cool. So Jemai, that's why I said your name first, because I knew. I want to encourage you, Jemai, and anybody else that takes time away from Go Live gets back on. Because I want to encourage you right now. You should be compounding. Let me tell you something. It doesn't matter how much money you can make. It matters how much impact you can leave. That needs to be a quote somewhere. That's a Kofi quote. Have me take that one. That just came to me. It doesn't matter how much money you can make. It matters how much impact you can leave. Jeez. Let me tell you how. Because if you do not grow as a person, how can you impact the next generation? How can you impact the person next to you? How can you impact your organization? How can there be any type of impact if you haven't grown yourself? If I'm asking you about, you know, ATRs and you're like, what's the ATR? Is that an ATM machine? What do you mean? I'm talking about ATR and you're telling me about ATM. If I talk to you about the oscillator, the awesome oscillator, or the stochastic, and you're saying to me, stochastic sounds like plastic, what do you mean? If I talk to you about equal highs and equal lows and stop hunts and liquidity sweeps, and you're like to me, liquidity sweep sounds like sooty and sweep. Who remembers sooty and sweep? What do you mean? If I'm talking to you about, guys, give me some technicals. I'm talking to you about MACDs. Yeah, I'm talking to you about the MACD, and you're talking to me, oh, Kofi, are you talking about McDonald's? I'm saying MACDs. You're thinking Mackie D's, McDonald's. No, I'm talking about MACDs. Yes, Pammy's got one. If I'm talking about Fibonacci and you're thinking Fibonacci pasta, I'm not talking about pasta. I'm talking about Fibonacci. Yeah? RSI. If I'm talking about RSI and you're talking about CSI, the crime program, I'm like, what do you mean? Oh. If I'm talking about market structure and you're telling me about Hackney Market or Dalston Market or Brixton Market, what do you mean? Listen. Guys, honestly, if I've mentioned some words that you don't even understand, you need to be doing the compound effect. Guys, I really want to grow a community of traders that we come, I can explain. I'm hoping that you can see within me that I grow every day. Let me ask you guys a question, humbly. Do you guys get value each week from this session? Let me see. Okay, I see absolutely, I see yes. Do you think I can keep pouring out from an empty cup? I'm gonna talk to someone here. Do you think I could keep pouring out from an empty cup? So what do you think I have to do? I have to be doing the spiritual compound effect. Listen, I have to read daily. I have to learn something daily. I've got to be studying daily. I have to. Listen, guys, I have to grow every single day. And I challenge myself if I haven't grown. I have to grow every single day. It's a non-negotiable. Because what happens if I come to you next week with no revelation, no explanation, and with no anticipation? What will happen then? Charity goes, I'm out. DN says deaf. No value to us, no audience. And this is the thing. The responsibility is on me to keep compounding. The responsibility is on you to keep compounding. So Jessica Walker, let me talk to Jessica Walker. You have to keep growing. Yes, I'm gonna talk to Jessica Walker like she's my sis. You've got to keep growing. Jessica Walker, you're at one of the pinnacle levels of trading. You've got such an awesome team, but I'm gonna challenge you. You have to keep growing. Listen to your brother. Listen to your coach. You have to keep growing. Henry, sir, is detrimental, sir. Henry Frimpong, you know who you are and you know who I'm talking to. It's detrimental for who you minister to that you must keep growing. Do you hear me, sir? It's detrimental that you must keep growing. Pammy, I'm calling out certain names. Pammy, is detrimental to the vision that God has purposed in your heart for you to keep growing. You have to keep growing. Jumai, it's detrimental to you for you to keep growing. You cannot remain stagnant. Both, Pammy, essential and detrimental. You have to keep growing. Every single person on this call, Jackie, Harrikis, Joss, Joy, Karina, Kate, Katie, Lakeisha, you have to keep growing. You want to become a book. You want to become, okay, let me tell you who I am and what I do. I read Proverbs every single day. Now, some of you don't know what Proverbs is. It's a book of wisdom. Every single day, I study Proverbs. Every day, I study Proverbs. I have to study Proverbs because I need to grow in wisdom. He said he grew in stature before God and man. I'm going to say that again. He grew, listen to this, revelation. He grew in stature between God and man. Between God and man. You have to grow in stature. So if you're getting complacent after one go live session, oh, I know how to do price trap now. I can do price trap. Oh, I can do harmonic scanner source. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go back to your books. Go back to your books. I challenge every single person on this call and those that are watching it back, get back to your studying. You see me? I was talking to Bex, one of my mentees, and I said, Bex, and we keep each other accountable. And I said to Bex, you know, I haven't placed a trade in a long time. I'm just going back to studying. And she went, wow, the humility. I said, yeah. Because we write whether someone's traded or hasn't traded, or we keep each other accountable. I said, no, I'm not trading. I'm going back to books. I'm going to study. You guys know, publicly, I asked Ralph Danquah to be my mentor. Because I understand the compound effect. I understand there's only so much you can get to before you think you've arrived. And I've been guilty of that. Guys, with my trading, and this is why I don't really teach trading anymore. And I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to start doing sessions here and there. But I don't really teach it because people started to make me become like God. It was too much. Like, it was too much. Oh, Kofi, because of your videos and and because of this. And I was like, whoa, it's too much. So I wanted to become a student. And you know what? God willing, I want to become an educator on Go Live. I'm putting it out there. In the time that needed. I want to become an educator. However, I'm not chasing it and I'm not running. I'll just be there when the time comes. I've got other things I need to take care of. Okay? My point is this. Anytime I speak, I want there to be such an impact or imprint that's left that people are like, wow, he's either, he has to be walking with God, number one, and number two, this boy must read. Because you attract people by who you are. I'll say that again. You attract people by who you are. Now, let me keep talking whilst I actually physically show you compounding, all right? Because otherwise I'll miss what I wanted to show you. Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking to you whilst I get this document up. Okay, but this is an example of physical compounding in regards to trading. Okay, I'm just gonna share it with you. Let me go to Zoom. But you can understand where I'm coming from in regards to the spiritual aspect. Share a screen. Let's go. Right, can you all see my screen? Put number one in the group chat if you can see my screen. This is what compounding does. This is trading, okay? But this is what you can also do in life. Let's talk about it. You put in $100. Let's say you do 3%. Let's say you do over. This is the power of the compound effect, which people don't even think about because they're in a rush to make money. You're in a rush. Stop being in a rush. Let's do 300 days. You don't want to trade every single day. All right. You're reinvesting everything. This is called the compound effect, including weekends. Yes. If you're doing crypto, you can trade weekends. Let's have a look. I bet some of you are smiling right now if you can see this number. You started with $100 in your trading account. Your principal amount grew to how much? Who can even say that number? Let's look at it. You started by making £3. But you want 3%. That's it, 3%. You want 3%. If you trade at 1% risk and you win 3 trades in a day from $100, you make £3. You see, the compound effect teaches you to keep going. The natural mindset will say that's a joke. Your friends say that's a joke. Your mother will say it's a joke. Your father will say it's a joke. Society will say it's a joke. But guess what you do? This is the compound effect. The next day, you do the same thing. And again, you're not going to win every single trade, but imagine you have a winning streak because you're so disciplined at trading. Let's just say that even with all the wins and losses, you're still making 3% a day. It can happen, guys. You can get a 1 to 7 in one trade. Does that make sense? You can get a 1 to 8 in one trade. So imagine you still made 3%, even with your wins and losses averaged out. Yeah. So we're going for 3% a day. Look at day 3, £3.18 or $3.18. We get to 90 days of just compounding because you're patient. 90 days. Where's 90? In 90 days, that's 3 months. From £100 or $100, you're now making 41.65. Look at your account now. 1,429. But the question I'm going to ask you, are you disciplined enough? And that's why I wanted to talk to you about the spiritual compounding first, before the physical, because everything starts with spiritual, then manifest externally. Some of you will never hit 6 figures until you believe you are a 6-figure earner. Let's talk about it. So day 90. So what you've been trading and all you've made is 1,420. So 3 months. What? You've been trading and you've only made 1,400. Oh, no. It's not that I've just made that. I've disciplined myself and I've gone spiritually with the compound effect. So because I'm now disciplined, watch what's going to happen in the next 90 days. I'm talking to someone. So 90 days here. Let's go another 90 days. It will be 180, yes? Oh, yes. So another 90 days will be 180. Oh, because of the discipline that was instilled spiritually about the compound effect, knowing you have to grow every day, knowing that it requires discipline. Now the next 90 days, which is 3 months time or thereabouts, in one day, you're now making £595 in the day. I've been in the company 6 months and I'm now making £595 or $595. Oh, but look at your account now. Is that 2,044 or was that 20,448.64? Oh, Lord, help us become compounding kings. Lord, help us become compounding kings. May we be sitting on compounding. May we be sitting on an understanding. If I discipline myself now with the small £3, in 2 months or 6 months time, 3 and 3, 20,000. It's been done. Let's talk about it. And so now people are starting to take notice of you. Now we're going to add another 90 days. Is my maths correct? Maybe not. 9 times 3 is 27, 270. Did I go that far? Hey, next 90 days. Now you're making 8,517. Now look at the compound effect. Woo! I'm gonna stop there. But who would like that number there? Who would like that number? I can't even say the number. It's £292,424. It is, isn't it? And you started. Guys, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me right there? Okay. Let me stop right there. That's why I had to talk to you about the laws. Even though I went off on a tangent, I had to speak to you about the laws. There's laws that govern certain things. Now I'm speaking to you about compounding. But before I showed you the physical ability of compounding, I had to show you the internal, the spiritual side of compounding, which means you have to grow every single day. You have to study every single day. You have to discipline yourself every single day. That is what is required. So excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, whilst your mentor, Coach Kofi, gets back to studying. Excuse me when you don't see me talking so much on trading, because your mentor is getting back to studying. Excuse me whilst I connect with Ralph Danquah and I listen to the gems that he's going to drop into my spirit that I begin to apply. And so when you see what's going to happen for me quietly, because I'm going to do things in quiet and you will see in the open. I'm going to say that again. I will do it quietly, but you will see the manifestation in the open. Just know, remember this call today, Kofi spoke about the compound effect. That's what Uncle K is doing. So guys, as I wrap up today's call, I hope you got value. I hope you've learned something. And I'm hoping that you feel inspired that today you're making a decision. You're going to study this trading until you see what you have in your internal belief system manifest externally. That's what I want to hear. You see, guys, I want to say something. I've traded big accounts. That's easy. Trading big accounts and making money, that's easy. I want to know from the people that started with a small account and made it to a big account. Who sees the difference? Guys, I'm going deep. I don't care for funded accounts on 100, even though it's nice, on 100K, make 10K. That's easy. That's easy. I'm talking about the ones like Mr. Ralph Danquah who had small money and grew it to large capital. That's what I want to know. I hope I'm stirring up something in your belly. I'm hoping I'm firing you up to be like, you know what? I'm not gonna stop with this trading thing, no matter how many years it takes. Tyrone has been trading for nearly 10 years. Nearly 10 years. And we've been doing it for 6 months. We want to quit. A year, we want to quit. Get out. Listen, I'm here with people that want to stay the long haul. If you want to stay the long haul, put me. Say I do. Put something in the chat box that I know that you guys are ride or dies, that every single week you're going to be in this call because we're all going to elevate together. I'm not here for these 6 month all these part-timers, or these 2-week ones, or free. I ain't got time for that. I want to see the people that are in this for the long haul, because you understand the compound effect. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you all. I hope you got value. Just do me a favor, just drop a nugget. What have you learned from today's Trading Psychology call? And then we'll wrap up. Tabitha says, can someone please drop the quote that Kofi shared at the beginning? I don't even know. Pammy wrote it down. Pammy, if you can find it. Kate says, I'm still be trading the old people's home. That's it. I love it. Victoria says, we die here. Compound myself. Thanks. Growing daily. God bless you. Oh, thank you, Megan B. Ride or die. That's it, Deanne. May I be a compounding king? Yes. Just hey, listen, if you're a female, you could be a compounding queen. If you're female, take your ownership. You can be the compounding queen. Oh, Pammy, can you repeat the nugget that I dropped? You wrote it out. You typed it out. Always a student and compound to grow. Amazing. Compounding spiritually and financially. Love that, Pastor Henry. At the end of your feelings, there's nothing. Behind every principle, there's promise. That's it, Lisa, to chat with you. So it doesn't matter how much money you can make. What matters is how much impact you can leave. That is, can you make that a Kofi quote, please? Pammy. Deanne calls herself compounding impress. Love that. Yeah, that one. Vanessa, forever student. Love that, V. Guys, I'm so honored to spend time with you guys. Again, thank you for being consistent. I promise you this to everyone on this call. If you apply the teachings I teach, I promise you, you'll see the results. I promise you. If you apply the teachings of the Go Live educators, I promise you, you'll see the results. Guys, I love you and leave you. Have to go. Have a great evening. Great evening.